Hold on, let me turn my hearing aid up.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything and Chill Show. I'm Rob Hunter, and this is what's going on in the pop culture world. This week, we're going to speak briefly on WandaVision. I know a new episode premiered today, but we're going to talk about last week's episode to get ready for this week's episode, because some people have not watched it yet, including myself. I have not watched this week's episode. So, like I said in episode 1 of the Everything and Chill Show, I knew it was Agatha. She had something to do with it. She had her powers going over Wanda somehow. Wanda and her together, powerful. We know that Wanda in the comic world is a Nexus being where she is the defender of the Nexus. So no Nexus forces can come through. And the Nexus is like a magical realm in the Marvel world where she helps defend anything coming from that magical world out into this. Now, have we seen the Nexus before in the MCU? Was it on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Is that where Ghost Rider came from? You know, it seems very dark. We did see this week on the episode. If you didn't watch it, right now, here's some spoilers. So if you want to turn it off and tune in later after, that's fine. Well, here we go. So after Wanda kind of discovers something's up when she goes to Agatha's house, she goes down to her basement at the end of the episode, and she sees this dungeon of sorts with magical relics all over and a book that is either a prison where the two twins are being held, or is it the Darkhold? Is it that book that we've seen twice already in the MCU? Once on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Ghost Rider came into play, I think season 4, and also on the Runaways. I didn't get a complete run of the Runaways yet. I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm still mid-season 2. It wasn't something that really caught my eye and caught my attention. You know, I was sticking with S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while, and I watched the Inhumans. WandaVision, of course, being so connected to the movies, I definitely wanted to jump on board with that, and I started watching that. And it's been a great run so far. Wow, man, a lot of stuff going on. How about Monica Rambeau? She's now debuted as what I believe to be Photon. They haven't given her a name yet. They haven't given Wanda her Scarlet Witch name yet. But for Teyonah Parris, Monica Rambeau, her real name Teyonah Parris, playing Photon, which I believe they're going to go for, because if you remember in the first episode, that's what they called her mother. Her mother was, that was her call sign, was Photon. So I can see her becoming that as a superhero name. And then maybe later, if something happens to Captain Marvel, or maybe there'll be a couple of Captain Marvels. We know there's a Miss Marvel coming with Kamala Khan coming on the MCU with her own show coming out. So we know that stuff's happening, but we'll see. But anyway, we know now that Evan Peters is not Quicksilver. He is a formation of something of Agatha's powers, Agatha Harkness. So, but is she the main villain? There's so much going on. I don't think she's a big bad, of course, but is she connected to Mephisto? People are saying that Al Pacino has signed on to play Mephisto in the MCU. That'd be great. He was great in The Devil's Advocate, playing the devil himself. So playing Mephisto, I think that would be great. I think you could, definitely CGI him into, the way it looks in the comics and stuff like that. But, so, WandaVision's going good. I don't want to get too much into it because I know some people are still behind. They're waiting to binge watch it. It's hard, though, with all these spoilers out there. I don't want to give away too much. I know I give away. But we did have the premiere of Photon and possibly Mr. Century. We don't know about that so much, but we do know that Monica Rambeau does have powers now. Her eyes turned blue. She resisted Wanda's magic. She fought back. And at the very end, she was going down to the basement to rescue her from Agatha Harkness, and she was stopped by Pietro. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes on there. And this week's episode coming on today, it's already out. Go ahead, check it out. And I might just give a special review over the weekend because I believe it might be the season finale this next. It's episode 8 that's premiering today. I'm not sure if they're going to episode 9, episode 10. I have to look at the timeline. But I believe The Mandalorian only went episode 8. And they might go episode 9. We have to check that out. I'm not sure. But anyway, I just got this in my mail and I wanted to share it with you guys. This is an updated slate of Marvel Studios' 25 confirmed upcoming projects. So we know right now that WandaVision is streaming. It's out right now. It's about to be over. Now this has changed now. We thought Black Widow was going to come out before the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it looks like it's been moved around. We have the Falcon and Winter Soldier premiering March 19th, which is only a couple weeks away. And you know what? It's coming up right against the Snyder Cut of Justice League. So that's going to be a big thing for comic book fans that weekend. What are they going to watch? Both of them probably. But who's going to win out in the ratings? Let's see, HBO Max or Disney Plus. That's a heavyweight match right there. Okay, so March 19th, you have Falcon and Winter Soldier. Black Widow's coming out May 2nd. Loki show will be coming on June 11th. Shang-Chi will be coming on July 9th. What If? Summer of 2021, they're saying. The Eternals is November 5th. Miss Marvel's coming later on this year, 2021. Hawkeye has now been confirmed as a show. We've seen some clips with him and his daughter and some photos taken. He has a show coming late 2021. Spider-Man has got a name and a release date. It is going to be December 17th, right around Christmas, and it's Spider-Man No Way Home. And I know everybody is waiting to see if Charlie Cox, Daredevil, from the Netflix series is going to make an appearance as Matt Murdock or Daredevil. It's going to be good to see that. Coming early in 2022, we have Thor, Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2, July 8th, 2022, Captain Marvel 2, November 11th, 2022. It's still to be announced, but they did get a name for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. She-Hulk, which will be a show, 2022. Mockingbird will be 2022. And I read that wrong. Moon Knight. I'm sorry. I can't wait to see Moon Knight. I want to see what they do with Moon Knight in the MCU. It looks like Guardians in the Galaxy holiday special. I don't know what that's going to be, if it's on Disney Plus or it's going to be a short movie, late 2022. Then in early 2023, they're not giving specific dates on this. This is just development status. But they'll have Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Secret Invasion to be announced. Ironheart to be announced. Armor Wars to be announced. Fantastic Four to be announced. Blade to be announced. I Am Groot to be announced. And Deadpool 3 to be announced. Now it has said that Deadpool 3 will be rated R. I'm not sure if they're going to stop doing Daredevil in here and join him up with the X-Men or X-Force or whatever like that. But I did hear it might be the last Deadpool solo movie for the MCU. But I did hear today that Blade will not be rated R, that they've rated a PG-13. And I also heard today, too, that Wesley Snipes, because he will not be making a cameo or anything like that, is doing his own The Blade Killer movie, separate from the MCU. I wonder how he's going to do that, or if it's going to be tied to the other movies. I don't know. It's kind of crazy what's going on right now. Okay, so anyway, WandaVision was great this last week. Catch up on it. As soon as the season finale drops, I will be talking more about it, about the whole season. Spoilers, and hopefully get some more people on here to discuss it with me and see what they thought. Next week, hopefully my son Sean will be joining me on the show. He's a comic book head too. He knows his stuff, so I'm glad. It'll be great to debate and go back and forth with him. So, next on the topics for tonight is Superman and Lois. And you know what? This was great. I was so unexpected. I was very heavy hearted with this one. I didn't think it was going to be good when I first saw the previews. I wanted it to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be good. Due to the fact I'm such a big Superman fan, I stayed with Smallville the whole run. When Smallville ended, if you guys don't remember this, it was talked about Arrow being a spin-off of Smallville, that Justin Hartley, who played Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, on the Smallville series, was going to spin off and do his own Arrow series, which would have been great because you had Aquaman established, The Flash, Martian Manhunter, Hawkman, all these guys established on that show that could have came and gone and would have been great. But then something happened contract-wise. He had to move on, and Stephen Amell came in and started what we call the Arrowverse on the CW, and has spun off The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Batwoman, Black Lightning. Even though it wasn't directly connected to the same universe until this year, it has spun off so much, and now Superman has appeared in Supergirl a couple times and on the crossover series that they do once a year between the shows, but never on his own solo project until now. Now this was crazy. This, hands down, to me, is the best CW DC comic show out there. I don't know what they're doing with this. I told some people today that I believe this is not on Earth Prime. I believe this is a way for them to reboot what they've been doing. I believe that all the other CW shows since Stephen Amell left Arrow and has been killed off, I believe that every other show is kind of dried up. The Flash is kind of still growing strong, but I believe it can only go for a little bit longer until it's dried up. But this is a way to reboot that universe and still be able to use those same actors to play the characters and have them come on guest cameos or reboot their shows in another universe. That'd be great. You've never really seen that done before. We've always seen reboots done with new actors, stuff like that, but never seen a reboot done with the same actors, same cast, and different storylines. I think it'd be interesting. I think the DC, it'd be a good take on the multiverse, the way Marvel's kind of doing it with their stuff in the movies. I think it'd be great. And there's reasons. I'm not going to give spoilers away about Lois, Superman and Lois, but I will tell you that there are little things in the show that tell me it's not Earth Prime and that somehow it's a reboot. Okay? So, that being said, you got to go check out the show. I think the ratings for it were massive, they said. Huge ratings, blows Batwoman out of the water. They've already killed her off, the main Batwoman, Cassidy Kane, and now a new Batwoman's taking over. I'll admit to you, I haven't watched one episode of Batwoman. Maybe I'll have to get into it now and see what's going on as a DC fan, but the CW shows just kind of been blah to me. And that's why I was so worried about this show, Superman and Lois. But man, what a show. I think it's done better right now than Smallville did on one episode. Like I said, it's a CW show. It's going to get drama. It's going to get campy. It's going to be geared towards teenagers. But I think they found a way with having Superman's sons being teenagers and having Superman himself to bring in the Superman fans like me who are older and still bring in the teenagers and introduce them to the Superman world in a way that's never been done before. All right, little DC update like we just did with Marvel. We have Titans and Doom Patrol Stargirl are all now available on the DC Universe, but also available on HBO Max. HBO Max has taken over Warner Brothers stuff. I don't think we're going to see a DC Universe app anymore for movies and content. I think it's going to be all moved over to HBO Max pretty soon. Young Justice is on there right now. Swamp Thing is not on HBO Max, but is on DC Universe. And Harley Quinn is also, she has her own cartoon series over there. Now, they have said that Margot Robbie is in talks to doing a solo Harley Quinn movie. I thought Birds of Prey was great. I thought it was so underrated. I think she's doing a great job with that character. I'm so excited to see maybe even if she shows up in this upcoming Zack Snyder reboot. not a reboot, but the cut that he did, the 4-hour special. It's going to be great. I'm telling you, I'm so excited for this. I hope you guys are excited for the Snyder Cut, man. I think it's going to change the way we look at the DC EU. Only the fans call it that, by the way. DC has never confirmed that they call it the DC EU, which is DC Extended Universe, but that's what we call it, so I'll stick with that name for now. You're going to have Young Justice, you're going to have Titan Season 3 coming up pretty soon. They just cast, what'd they say, Blackfire on the show. There's talks of, Blackfire suits up, which is going to be Starfire's sister. There's a lot going on, man. I'm telling you right now, DC's doing something different than Marvel. They're doing something like they're allowing different entities to come out that don't connect all main together. All of Marvel stuff connects, but DC has things like the Joker, the Batman coming out, which doesn't connect to this extended universe stuff. They're doing things like the comics used to do, where you had two different runs. You would have Batman and Robin and Batman, or you'd have the Spectacular Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man, where the storylines didn't cross, but it was the same characters doing different things. I am hearing good things about the Batman. I don't know how it's going to be. To me, it looks more like Batman Beyond with the suit kind of, and the red that they're previewing, everything red and black. It might lead into something to do with the Red Hood. I don't know, but that's what it looks like more to me. I'll tell you what right now. Go check out Superman and Lois. It was a great show. It's going to be a great one, I can tell you right now. I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see where they go with it. Hopefully, like I said, this is going to be a reboot of the whole CW universe, because some of those shows are getting dried out. They don't know what to do with the characters no more, or they did something that they can't correct and they're trying to fix it. This is a way to start over, I'm telling you. This is going to be good. I thank you so much again for joining me this week. What are you guys watching? Hit me up. Instant message me. Send me an email. Let me know what you're watching. Do a recording. I'll put it on the show. We'll talk about it. Tell me something to watch that I haven't watched yet. And I'll go back and rewatch things too that I've watched before. Just this last weekend, I sat down and watched the Maze Runner series, the movies. I've seen them before, but I had to watch them again. Such an underrated series that it was. I don't think a lot of people liked it, but I loved it, man. The Maze Runner was great. I watched it this weekend. But what are you guys watching? What are you excited for coming out right now? I know we've been talking about these comic book shows, Superman and WandaVision, but what's coming out that you're excited for? Let me know. Tell me in the comments. Tell me in a recording, in an email, and we will talk about it. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
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 Okay, see you